Supporters of Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta chant slogans near the Supreme Court after it failed to reach quorum to hear a petition calling for a halt in the presidential election in downtown Nairobi, Kenya, Wednesday, October 25, 2017. The Chief Justice of Kenya's Supreme Court says the court cannot hear a last-minute petition to postpone Thursday's presidential election because it does not have a quorum of judges. Darko Bandika, Associated Press, Kampala, Uganda. Kenyans vote Thursday in a repeat presidential election that has East Africa's economic power on edge once more. The Supreme Court shocked Africa last month by nullifying the president's re-election, citing illegalities and irregularities. The opposition leader has since dropped out of the race, saying adequate reforms haven't been made. Top election officials say they can guarantee the vote will be credible. The elections are set to take place amid fears of intimidation and violence. Here's a look at the key issues. WHOS running Who Knows opposition leader Raila Odinga, whose legal challenge claiming voter rigging led to this new election, has said he won't take part on Thursday because electoral reforms have not been made. Now he vows to turn his political coalition into a resistance movement. But the Electoral Commission has said Odinga will be on the ballot because he didn't turn in a formal withdrawal form. This year's election had been seen as the last attempt at the presidency by the 72-year-old son of Kenya's first vice president. President Uhuru Kenyatta, who called the Supreme Court justices crooks after they nullified his re-election, has insisted that Thursday's vote will go ahead. The son of Kenya's first president is on the ballot along with all other candidates who ran in August, the Electoral Commission has said. The 55-year-old Kenyatta wants to avoid becoming the first Kenyan president not to win re-election. No other candidate in August won even 1% of the vote. Will there be violence? Kenya has seen deadly post-election violence in the past, notably after the disputed vote of 2007 when more than 1,000 people were killed. Officials in the nation of 44 million people have said the country has learned the lessons of the past and that such bloodshed will be avoided now. Still, dozens have died since the August vote. Human Rights Watch and Amnesty International say police have killed at least 67 opposition supporters since the election results were announced. Meanwhile, Kenyatta's supporters accuse the opposition of attacking preparations for Thursday's vote in some areas. The driver for the Supreme Court's Deputy Chief Justice was shot and wounded hours before the court was to consider a last-minute petition by activists to delay Thursday's vote. The shooting raised concerns about intimidation and recalled the murder shortly before the August vote of the Electoral Commission official responsible for the electronic voting system. Kenya remains largely ethnically divided, with many voters seeing Kenyatta as the candidate of the Kikuyu people, the country's largest ethnic group, and Odinga representing the Luo, who have never produced a head of state. What went wrong the first time? The Supreme Court last month said the August election had irregularities and illegalities, notably in the electronic transmission of voting results. It was the first time a court in Africa had overturned the results of a presidential election. Odinga, who claimed the Electoral Commission's electronic voting system had been hacked, has demanded that electoral commissioners be replaced, among other reforms. He then shocked the country by saying he was withdrawing from Thursday's vote, saying his concerns had not been addressed. He has called for regular street protests and urged supporters to stay home on election day. Is Kenya ready to vote again? Many Kenyans were alarmed last week when the Electoral Commission chairman, Wafula Chebukati, said it would be difficult to guarantee a free, fair and credible election despite what he called full technical preparedness. Chebukati said he had tried to make critical decisions to reform the election commission but was overruled each time by most commissioners. Meanwhile, another top commission official, Rosalind Akombe, resigned and fled to the United States, saying the new vote cannot be free and fair. Not when the staff are getting last-minute instructions on changes in technology and electronic transmission of results. Not when in parts of the country, the training of presiding officers is being rushed for fear of attacks from protesters, Akombe said. Copyright 2017, The Associated Press. All rights reserved. This material may not be published, broadcast, rewritten or redistributed.